Hey, so what I just played was a fusion of a lot of musical styles around the world, including flamenco techniques and jazz harmonies and melodies. And what we're going to be focusing on today is Carnatic rhythms. So we're going to be cooking together this little world music recipe of mine. And Carnatic music is so rhythmically intricate and melodically as well, but we're focusing on the rhythm today. And this little rhythmic section was taught to me by my guru, Mr. V. Raghuraman, and I want to share it with you today. So before we get started with the rhythm, I'm just going to lay out some basics of this little progression that we have. So just some basic musical elements. We are in the key of E major, and our meter is 4/4. And our chord progression, we're just having an E first, followed by an A, and then we're going to B, and we go back to E. So it's just a 4-measure cycle and it repeats. Alright, so what I'm going to focus on is the second half of each measure, because this is where we're going to fit in this little Carnatic riff. It goes takajinatam, takajinatam, takajinatam. Alright, so what I'm saying are Carnatic words or sols, and these are used to denote certain rhythmic groupings. Alright, so let's break it down. So the second half of a measure, so I'm just going to take the second measure, and I'm going to take the second half. And this second half comprises of 2 beats, right? Half of 4/4, there's 2 beats. And each beat, I'm going to subdivide into 8 little subdivisions. So we've got 2 times 8, and that gives us 16 subdivisions. And this Carnatic section, and it's called an arudi in Carnatic music, and we're going to fit it into this little 2-beat section that has 16 subdivisions. And how we're going to use it, we're going to use a combination of various sols or words. And the first word that we're going to use is takajonu. And this is a 4-syllable word, takajonu. So 4 syllables, and I'm going to write out takajonu. So we've got takajonu, and then I'm going to use a longer held word, and this is considered kind of like a rest, and it's called tam. So this lasts for 2 subdivisions, and I'm just going to write out the word tam, and then we're going to repeat this. So we're going to have another takajonu, and then we're going to have another tam, and finally one more takajonu. Now, you notice if we add up the numbers, we have 4 plus 2, that's 6, and plus another 4 plus 2, that's 6 plus 6, oh gosh, 12. And then another 4, that gives us 16. So this adds up to 16. And that means it's going to fit right into our 16 subdivisions, which is 2 beats over here. Alright, so this is how it goes. I'm going to snap my fingers to denote the beats. This starts on beat 3 and 4. Alright, so we're going to have 1, 2, takajinatam, takajinatam, takajinatam. And this last tam, that's on the next cycle. So that's on beat 1 of the next measure. So that doesn't include, that's not included in our 16 subdivisions. Alright, so one more time. Here's how this arudi goes. 1, 2, takajinatam, takajinatam, takajinatam. Alright, and now applying it to the guitar. So we are here on the second measure on an A major chord. And I'm just going to play notes in the E major scale in line with this rhythmic section, this rhythmic arudi. So we have 4 notes, and then 1 note of a longer held note, and then another 4 note, and then another 1 note which is held for longer, that's the tam, and then another 4 notes, and then next tam will be in the next cycle or the next measure. So we've got 1, 2, and then we've got takajona tam, takajona tam. There we go. And then for the next one, in B major, we've got 1, 2, takajona tam, takajona tam, takajona tam. And that's how we craft this little lick that I have here. So now, we're cooking a world music recipe, so I'm going to throw in some other flavors. These chords are a little bit dry. If you just have E, A, B, and E, I'm going to jazzify them a little bit. So I'm going to make the first chord a E major 9 chord, and then our chord number 4, A, this can just be a normal A triad. But for our B chord, we're going to use a dominant 7 chord. And then for the last E chord, let's make it a major 7 chord. Alright, so let me write it out. So we've got E major 9, this A, we've got B7, and then this one will be a E major 7 chord. Now, I'm going to be using some flamenco techniques in our little recipe here. So in order to play these Carnatic rhythms, I'm using what is called a picao technique. And that allows me to play pretty fast. And to end it off, I'm just going to use a rasgueado flourish, and it's a very beautiful flamenco fast strumming technique like this. Alright, so that is how we construct this little recipe, and that's it. So let me play it one more time for you, and you can listen to how all these elements of jazz, Carnatic music, and flamenco music can be fused together to just a little fun musical section. Alright, let's go.